Slimani, signed from Sheffield United. It went through yesterday on loan, so he's coming on. And Shortout is coming on as well. Not often you see 3 changes at half-time, but it's not a debut, it's a championship debut for Shortout, who came on as a sub in midweek in the Cup, but it is a Norwich debut for Slimani, who ironically was playing against Norwich City last week for Sheffield United. Came off the bench in that game for the last 20 minutes.
Well, it just shows you, doesn't it, the pressure on both managers, the game very much in the balance, and can they influence it with the managerial, obviously their changes.
So 3 changes at half-time as we get underway in the second half. This is the game after one window closes and the last before another opens. Football transfers making way for airport transfers after today, with international action taking centre stage next week. Just confirmation there of the changes for both sides, 2 for Norwich and 1 for Coventry City. On the attack now with Haji Wright, plays it into the area. Oh, Redoni's missed his kick completely. What a wonderful opportunity for him. The whistle had gone, so I'm not so sure it would have counted.
Yeah, I think that was for something that happened after this opportunity. I've got to say again, it's Haji Wright on the left-hand side. It's a big opportunity, isn't it, for Jack Redoni there. Now again, Haji Wright receiving the ball, great close control. Gets a little bit fortunate, they're asking for a handball there, but he's watching this all the way. I think he's got to put the laces through that, Jack Redoni. You know, as it's bouncing, take all the pace out of it. He's tried to just open the foot up and try and place. Wrong decision, in my opinion.
Tabodia, really getting himself in trouble there. Well, we worked out that Sakamoto's departure was probably down to that injury, and I just wonder whether Mankwa Forsen, who we spoke about having his shoulder dislocated and put back in on the pitch at Sellers Park on Tuesday, and even his manager said it was almost a miracle that he's available. He's been training for a couple of days, but I wonder if it was just a bit too much for him, and that's one of the reasons he's departed. Stacey getting forward for Norwich City, start of this second half. McLean. And the flick is on for Sargent. Stacey. Wasn't the best of passes. Shortout was dispossessed on that occasion by Torp. Sims. Cross comes Duffy. Early touch for Slimani. Certainly looks a more solid Norwich City midfield, with Slimani coming in and sitting in the middle alongside McLean and Nunez as well. Sacrifice something going forward, arguably, with Forsen having to go off. Doyle getting the bird from the fans who used to adore him 2 seasons ago when he helped them get to the playoffs and indeed the final. So close, weren't they, to getting promoted to the Premier League, but Luton got there instead. On loan again, Callum Doyle. It was Leicester last year, it's Norwich this year. Stacey, patient play, Stacey into the penalty area. The shot will come in from Sainz, and Norwich take the lead. Well, Stacey's been an amazing outlet for them all afternoon. He might have scored himself on a couple of occasions, but he was the provider there. Borja Sainz giving Norwich the lead.
I've got to say, excellent from Jack Stacey down that right-hand side. You know, he was ever present in that first half, being a threat. You know, he got the opportunity, got round his man there, and then, like you say, got his head up, and it was an excellent ball in. A little bit fortunate, great little touch from Sainz, and like you say, just put everything in it, steered it goalwards, got a little kind of nick that took it over. Dove in there, but yeah, excellent goal in the end, and one that was coming, they're shading possession. A little fortunate, it's a little deflection, just takes it by Dove in there in the Coventry goal.
Joe Latabodiere it was who it came off last, but no one's taking that goal off Borja Sainz. His third of the season already. He scored in the Championship against Blackburn Rovers and in the Carabao Cup in the first round in the victory against Stevenage. That is Norwich City's only win so far against Stevenage in the Cup. But maybe that is about to change thanks to him. Well, they made 2 changes at the break. And indirectly, Norwich City have been a different team. But there's the captain, who'll be wondering whether he could have done anything different. I think if he'd not got anything on it, then Dobin might have actually saved it. It looked like it was going straight at the goalkeeper, didn't it?
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Guy. You know, I wouldn't say that Sainz' connection was as clean as he would want it to be, but like you said, that little touch from Latabodiere just took it behind Dovins in the Coventry goal.
So a sort of sharp intake of breath from the home supporters who weren't expecting this. Looking to counter-punch here. Been very deliberate about these free kicks, 2 over them. Rodoni and Torp. It'll be Rodoni on this occasion. Left-footed into the area. Mason Clark wants a free kick. Ref says play on. Cresceni gets it away. He wants a free kick as well. Schwartau. Nicely done by Norwich City. Breaking the press and breaking forward with options. It's that man, Stacey, again. And look at the Norwich shirts that have gone forward. Stacey, not the right time to slip for the debutant Slimani. He'll still get a shot away, but the moment went as soon as his legs went.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Slimani, but excellent again. Great energy from Jack Stacey, just breaking his neck to get into the right areas.
Hadji right. And Bidwell's made the overlap. Space for Bidwell.
Why did he do it first time? You know, Bidwell there, he had time. Great little reverse pass from Hadji right. I think Bidwell should take it towards goal, commit a defender, and then release the pass.
Torp. Van Ewijk. It is set up nicely now from a Norwich City point of view. Not only did they have the lead, but they can play on the counter-attack. They traded an attacking player for some defensive solidity with Anis Slimani coming on. So they're nicely set here.
Norwich are trying to kill the game, allow that clock to tick down, and you're looking at the linesman there having that word with Cresceni. Rightfully so, keep the ball in play.
Sargent. Frustration from one or 2 Coventry players out there. That move broke down so easily. Stacey. Should remind you, he's actually a fullback, Stacey, but wow, he's been like a winger this afternoon for them. As I said, provided so many opportunities last season. Second creator for them of goal-scoring opportunities in the Championship. And they still need him massively, particularly with Gabriel Sara going off during the summer. Sara created 119 opportunities last year, 13 goals and 12 assists. That's a big load of numbers that have come out of the Norwich City squad as they attack again over on that far side. And Ivey seems to be in control of it, and Sainz has given away a free kick.
Well, I need to have a look at this one again. Guy, I don't think there was much in it. No, it's an excellent running race that Van Ewijk got the better of him. But Sainz all the way, and I think it was just good pressure, wasn't it? If he puts any hands on the back of Van Ewijk there, then I understand why the free kick. It's an excellent running race. Tries to go in shoulders. You know what? Yeah, 2 hands on the back there. Referee's got it spot on.
They're never wrong, the refs.
I have to say, Ellis Sims, he's been feeding off scraps. You know, great quality coming in from the wide area, but when his back's to goal, it has to be better. You know, into his feet, he has that ability to hold up and bring others into play.
Yeah, that'll be the hope, I think, from Mason Clark, that he might be able to, on that right-hand side, get some good ball in towards the front men. Mason Clark, who was signed from Peterborough earlier in the year in the winter window, but was then loaned straight back to Posh. What a season he had, 19 goals, 13 assists. He was in the EFL Team of the Year. And Coventry have it back again. Eccles with the shot. Shane Duffy with the block, edge of the penalty area. Hadji Wright. And Torp with the shot. Well, he's shaped nicely, and you sensed for a moment that was heading to the far corner.
Yeah, I've got to say, much better from Coventry in both. As soon as Eccles, he wanted it back, but Torp opened up. And the challenge, defensive challenge from Duff, just took the ball, took the sting out of the ball there from Duffy.
Stacey. Shortall made the run ahead of him. Instead it goes infield to Nunez. And this is Sargent, just to tee it up to Slimani. He's in quite an advanced position, Slimani. Mason Clark outfoxing signs and clearing long towards Ellis Sims.
That's what he has to do better for me. Ellis Sims, it's not a bad ball. I know he's up there, he's contesting it, but he's a presence, he's an outlet. Whenever Coventry get the ball, if he can hold that, make it stick, then he allows the likes of Rodoni, like Torp, Eccles up the pitch.
Brandon Thomas-Asante on the bench for Coventry City today, having scored his first goal in midweek in the cup game against Oxford. Heavy deflection on that one as well, as there was the one that we've seen today here from Signs. Stacey, wow, off he goes again. Bumped by Hadji Wright and bumped illegally. He's got 3 on the back. He's got a degree of Roberto Carlos about him today, even though he's playing at right back.
Yeah, again, he's always an outlet, isn't he? And it's that first touch that really just kind of puts Coventry on the back foot. I still don't think there's much in the challenge from Hadji Wright, shoulder to shoulder. Now look at this now, it's like you say, I think Coventry have reacted well, haven't they, to going behind. They've got into that attacking third, created chances.
Yeah, so Ellis Sims is off, and Norman Bassett is the man who replaces him. And those lucky enough to be in the ground in midweek were purring after his introduction against Oxford. A lot of pace, a lot of energy, and it's interesting that he's gone on ahead of Brandon Thomas-Asante, isn't it? He's the furthest man forward at the moment.
Well, it just shows you the options that Mark Robbins has. You know, I think a player that the fans are excited to see. Can he go on and influence a game where it's very much needed?
Still plenty of time for Coventry City, who've just won the one game so far in the Championship. That was here, their first match here at the CBS Arena against Oxford United. That was an evening game. Mark Robbins never one to really show his emotions. You wouldn't know whether they're winning, losing or drawing, but he was a little bit concerned. Mason Clark chases too much on it. Angus Gunn will be happy to feel those sort of passes all day long.
Yeah, it was the right kind of pass, but a little bit more into the channel for Mason Clark to get on the end of. If it's going in straight to Angus Gunn, it's always a difficult one for the attacking player.
Doyle with the clearance. Nunez. McLean Slimani making the run over on the far side. Nunez. Stacey. Signs is offside.
Yeah, there's no need for Signs to be offside there. Now again, Stacey seeing a lot of the ball this second half as well, but his decision making, his weight of pass there is spot on. Signs is looking right across the line, trying to make that little run in that right channel. He needs to read the line better.
Forwards happy to sit off at the moment. Bidwell. Torp. And Avike. Mason Clark. Got that all wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent play, to be fair, down that right-hand side. Van Eyck getting on the ball, great little first touch, and that's the right pass into the path of Mason Clark. Just couldn't get it under control. But better from Coventry, being patient with it, and then with that quality from back to front very, very quickly.
Mason Clark has had minutes since he arrived during the summer. He started the game, the first one of the season, at Stoke City. That was a really poor performance by Coventry. He had just one shot on goal, and then he was involved, not that, sorry, I'm blaming him, but in midweek he played as well, the 90 minutes against Oxford in the Carabao Cup, winning that match and through to the third round of the competition. Well, this is set up beautifully, isn't it, for the new coach? It's all about possession. Johannes Hoff-Thorup will find his methods are a lot better when you're not chasing the game.
Yeah, I think he'll be delighted. You know, I think Norwich have seen a lot of the ball, used it well, got into real excellent areas in that attacking third, and like you say, the goal itself was okay. It wasn't spectacular, but it's all about what they do with the ball now. And I think very much the possession game and keeping it and using the ball well.
Well, he came from Nordsjælland during the summer. He also worked for Nordsjælland's youth setup and was assistant coach. It's the only club really he's worked at extensively. Nunez with the ball in. Slimani with the header. Signs going backwards, hoping that he'll be the match winner today. Duffy. Signs wriggling away, finding Sargent. Signs again. Stacey's available right hand side, but Signs is going on his own. He wants a penalty. I'm not so sure he's going to get it. He might get something else, but he's certainly not getting a spot kick. He's getting a talking to from referee and Binks as well.
I just don't understand why Signs hasn't taken the opportunity on. It's a great little bit of link up with Josh Sargent. Why not get the shot away, Binks? But when Binks makes the contact in the box, you know, he's got to be very, very careful. A little bit afters there, wasn't it? Like both players maybe said a few things. The referee rightfully puts them in their spot. And I think Signs, yeah, I don't think there was enough in it for it to be a penalty kick. I think the referee can just have a talking to there rather than bring out the yellow cards.
Well, the home supporters trying to get behind their team. They're sensing that they need a lift. Just confirmation there. A yellow card for the Norwich City goal scorer and for the Coventry centre half. 22,000 season tickets were sold before the season even got underway. A real sense that this could be the year that Coventry City finally get back into the Premier League after more than 2 decades. It's not even just through the playoffs that they're dreaming of. It was very much they believe that they can target the top two. It certainly looks like a championship that's not as strong as last year, which was exceptional, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know, I think there's genuinely probably 10, 11 teams that think they can compete for automatic promotion or the playoffs at least. And Coventry, the way they've recruited the manager that they have, I think there's a realistic expectation, which it's saying in 22,000 season tickets. That's fantastic.
Frustration for Josh Eccles and frustration at the moment for Coventry City. They just haven't really got it going a great deal in this second half. Mark Robbins has made the one change as Angus Gunn clears hurriedly upfield. Sargent got something on it, found Stacey. Schwartau. Sargent has been relatively quiet in terms of opportunities, but you know he only needs one. Nunez. Cresceni. Played into the area looking for, well, Schwartau it was, who was the closest to it in the end, the youngster who came on at half-time. Danish under-19 international. Growing frustration from the home supporters. Norwich might sense there's a second here for them. Slimani running into Sainz. Sargent. Nunez. Well, he's not the first player to slip this afternoon. Nearly a good ball inside the defender, who was Mason Clark. Played into the area, but behind it goes, and we can hear the groans, can't you, from the home supporters? They're normally among the most vociferous and encouraging of home fans, but at the moment they're not liking what they're seeing.
No, not at all. You know, I think I've got to say Jake Bidwell on a number of occasions today, you know, unpressured, unforced error, and he's given the ball away in possession. He's not showing that energy getting forward. But I could say that about a few in the Coventry side, and the fans have got to, you know, you've got to kind of go and deliver to try and get them off their seats, and at the minute they're not happy with what they're seeing.
Coventry looking a little bit disconnected at the moment. Norwich have got to be careful they don't make mistakes. They've made quite a few of them already this season in defence. They have the game in their control, you would feel. They don't want to give the ball back to Coventry City. Torp, Mason Clark, he's going to go for goal! And just for a moment I thought Gunn was going the wrong way, but his foot denies an equaliser for the substitute.
Well, I've got to say again, Norwich inviting this pressure on. Look at this one here, Mason Clark goes. I'm sure Hadji Wright put some sort of pressure on Duff there as well. I think he's looking for it, but Mason Clark goes to the near post. It's a good save from Angus Gunn there, with the foot had to be made.
Well, the Norwich boss was furious with some of the defending in midweek at Crystal Palace. I think he would have been livid had that gone in. Still got some defending to do here though. Coventry City corner. Gunn comes a long way and gets a really good punch on it. Ridoni.
So that's where it has to be better, isn't it? You know, when there's options to go to feet there. You know, I think excellent defending from Stacey. Read the flight of the ball, knew it was too long. The likes of Mason Clark, Ridoni, you know, everyone, they've got to just make sure that they're presenting themselves and getting on the ball.
Jay De Silva is coming on for the home side, and he replaces Jake Bidwell. We assume that's a like for like.
Yeah, you know, I think De Silva, I think brings that quality, that energy. You know what you're going to get. Bidwell, it's not one of his best performances today, so can Silva come on and influence this game in a positive way? But there is definitely that disconnect at the minute with Coventry. usually so fluent, that understanding's there, and it has progressively been getting better as the season's carrying on.
Angus Gunn, who was nearly dispossessed. I think he felt he was caught by Bassett there. The refs allow play to go on, and he's blown up, I think, for something else. But Gunn went down quite quickly after Bassett went in and tried to put pressure underneath him. Yeah, it's a yellow card for the substitutes, not being long on the pitch. I'm sure the manager told him to go out and make an impression, but he certainly did on Angus Gunn here.
Yeah, well, I think the referee's taking his time there, and that's came from the linesman, just waiting for this. Yeah, he's caught the standing foot of Angus Gunn there, and rightfully so, showing the yellow card. Albeit, looking at that, I think Angus Gunn has made the most of it as well, but he can't go to ground there, Bassett.
Well, the bookings are mounting up. May become crucial, who knows. Eccles. Early touch for Jay De Silva. Became a Welsh international this year during the summer. Bassett with the ball into the area, and it was nearly an own goal from Duffy.
Well, I've got to say, it's an excellent ball in from Bassett. Shane Duffy throws himself at it defensively here, and he has to make some sort of contact, but like you say, I think Angus Gunn was comfortable there, but better from Coventry down this left-hand side. Bassett with an excellent cross-in, bodies there as well.
Just under 20 minutes to go. Coventry getting up ahead of steam at last in this second half. Good ball in. Again, it came off a Norwich head, I think, and behind, yeah, for another corner.
Yeah, I'm looking at that there. It's, you have to go up to who it came off. Definitely a Norwich head, but not a bad ball in the box here. You're looking at who can go and attack that for Coventry, who can go and be aggressive, who can go and meet that ball at its highest point.
Up goes the arm. Coventry try again. Shane Duffy with the header. Redoni with the shot. Gone for Jay De Silva momentarily, and there could be a counter-attack here. Oh, it wasn't a good ball for Sainz, but it's been won back. Cresceni, Sainz still forward. Schwartau as well.
Yeah, great decision from Cresceni there. He could have played it into Sainz, but kept possession. That was the priority, allowing Coventry to get back into a defensive unit, but still, this is what it's all about. This is the way that Thorpe wants his team to play with the ball, use it well, manage the game when in the lead.
Nunez. Well, it may be a reboot really from David Wagner's style of football, but it's certainly not a reboot from the way Norwich have played in recent years, particularly under Daniel Farke. It was all about possession, and quite a lot of those players remain. Nunez finding McLean. Duffy. Oh, Stacey, it's the first error he's made all afternoon.
Yeah, he's allowed one, I think, today, but he's much better from Norwich again. All one-touch stuff, isn't it? Duffy finding Stacey, but like you say, that time it got away from him.
Eccles encouraged to go forward. Mason Clark. Redoni. Well, it's a good ball in. Mason Clark will recycle it over on this near side. Brilliant feed away from Stacey. Mason Clark, can he pick someone out? McLean it was at the near post, saving the blushes for Norwich City.
Yeah, he's done ever so well here, Mason Clark. As soon as he gets into the box, can he just cut it back to Thorpe, who's calling for it? You can see the disappointment in Thorpe once he tries to fire it across the face of goal.
Well, they've had a flurry of corners in recent times, Coventry City. Can they make one count here and get the equaliser? Arthur Baudier with the header. Just the fans shouting for a penalty as Sargent clears for Norwich City, but what he could do is Sargent on the end of that. Dovin. Redoni.
good strong challenge here from Kenny McLean on Rodoni, isn't it? Tried a little swivel and to roll his man, but good, strong, fair challenge as well.
Such a steady performer, isn't he, Kenny McLean, in the Championship. Started all the games last year again, Championship and the playoffs. They, of course, lost in the semi-final. Actually got voted the Norwich City Player of the Year. You just know what you're going to get from him. He's going to make a mistake in a moment. Nunez. Slimani. Sargent goes into the centre, and it nearly came for Schwartau. Cresceni, the other Norwich fullback, getting forward momentarily though.
Yeah, but Norwich is showing the quality and the threat that they possess. You know, Cresceni with the way to pass, Signs getting in behind, and like you say, Schwartau, if it's not Josh Sargent, Schwartau trying to get on the end of it there, but defended well by Coventry.
It's going to be tough, this, for Coventry City in the remaining 15 or so minutes. Just getting the ball off Norwich City. Nunez, nearly through for Sargent, who'd let the ball run across his body, but the defender hadn't. Nunez again. Norwich are fancying their chances here, you feel?
Yeah, they just want it more. All over the pitch, just winning that second ball.
Doyle finding Sargent. Doyle's continued his run into the penalty area, the centre half, emphasising that factor, and Signs it is from edge of the penalty area, nearly curling in his second of the game.
It's excellent quality from Signs here when he receives this ball from Sargent. It's a great first touch, which just opens the goal, doesn't it? Just never got the accuracy. I tell you what, it wasn't far away, was it? I think you're looking at Donovan, in the Coventry goal was caught rooted there.
Drones again. Canary possession again. Nunez, Stacey. Good ball into the area. It was Sargent who was jumping, but Lataboudiere won the header. McLean again. It's looking like Norwich who are chasing an equaliser at the moment. Duffy. Even Shane Duffy's as far as forward as he's been in open play all game.
Yeah, you're thinking that Mark Robins has to be looking at that bench. You know, Thomas Asante, you know, a player that can come on. He's got that presence, he's got that physicality, the pace, but they definitely need something.
We've got a hotline to Mark Robins. So here comes Thomas Asante and Jamie Allen. Haji Wright is departing along with Victor Torp. He mentioned Haji Wright's name in that second half after starting so brightly, didn't he? So a double change. Allen we expect to sit in midfield alongside Eccles, but it's to Thomas Asante that Coventry fans will pin a lot of hope that he can deliver again, as he did in midweek in the cup tie against Oxford, albeit with the aid of a prodigious deflection. First touch here for the man who was signed from West Bromwich Albion during the summer. He was actually close to joining Hull, had agreed terms with Hull, and then suddenly Coventry came along and said, no, we really fancy you. Brandon Thomas Asante winning an early free kick.
Yeah, that's it. You have to come on and you try and influence the game. Of course, you'll be disappointed that you don't start. It's that competitive, isn't it, the squad? But that goal midweek, no matter how they come, Guy, I think it'll do him a world of good. So you'll be confident.
Yeah, it's a fresh front three now. Bassett, Mason Clark and Thomas Asante. Just emphasising the depth that Mark Robins has, but the expectations now that he and Coventry City have, and we've got to deal with that. It's one thing being the underdogs, and We've seen with Luton, haven't we, at the start of this season? Suddenly being the favourites is not in their DNA. It certainly has been in recent years.
No, you're spot on. You know, there's an extra pressure that comes with that. I think the recruitment of Matt Robbins, what he's delivered the last couple of seasons, obviously fallen short, finishing 9th last season. But yeah, there's a realistic expectation there, and they will go into most games as favourites.
Doyle with the ball away. Signs. Eccles just nicking it off the goal scorer. Trying to get his team going. He knows there's 10 minutes. There'll be a fair amount of stoppage time as well. So much drama is packed into the remaining minutes of a championship match. Norwich trying to eke out and kill as many seconds as possible. That looked like a possible foul throw there from Cresceni. I think Mark Robbins was appealing it. They've become so languid there that they almost gave away a throw-in.
Yeah, Núñez wouldn't be happy with the ball that he received anyway. Very, very short, nowhere to go. And I just think Cresceni has to either go back to one of his centre-backs or try and go long. They have that aerial quality and the attacking two up top anyway.
Jay Da Silva. Silva again. Continues his run, but the pass from Mason Clark wasn't a good one.
Yeah, has to do better, Mason Clark there. You know, it's a real opportunity. I've got to say, Norwich without the ball are working very, very hard, making it very difficult. But Mason Clark, in those moments, can he get at his fullback, Stacey, even Duffy when he pull him out of position? I mean, Mason Clark, with the quality that he's got, the athleticism, he's always going to be the favoured.
Sargent does well, got a free kick. The referee is, I think, yeah, heading to his pocket again. It's another yellow for Eccles.
We can see by the body language of Eccles, you know, was it a challenge that he had to make. But there, he's frustrated. He's talking, trying to kind of rally the players around him to keep them going.
It's been flat, hasn't it, from Coventry City? The crowd are flat as well. I built them up beforehand as one of the best places to come to, the CBS Arena. They get behind their team, but I think Coventry have got more defending to do here. Signs. Schwartau is the man trying to get on the end of it, but just got away from him. Shane Duffy will call on all his experience in the remaining few minutes of the game to get themselves over the line and go into this international break with 3 points on the board at last in the championship under their new coach.
Well, you've got to give Norwich a lot of credit here, Guy, as well. You know, I think they've got the lead, and I think they've managed this game very, very well.
Slimani leaves it for Signs. The debutant on hand here. Tunisian international, just very much on message. Keep possession. Had the opportunity to play the ball forward, but instead this is perfect from a Norwich point of view. It's like going back through the ages there. I mentioned the Premier League in 1992. There was a bit of that there from Shane Duffy. That was fantastic. So a change for Norwich City. So much for tippy-tappy football, eh? Liam Gibbs is coming on. Another player who likes to protect the ball. And Marcelino Núñez has run his race and he departs.
Yeah, he's been good, Núñez, today. You know, always wanting the ball, putting his challenges in, breaking it up, and then that transition, I think he's been excellent with his distribution.
Liam Gibbs, who started the game against Crystal Palace in midweek, is one of the better players, in fact, for Norwich on that occasion. It was a tough midfield. They were up against Czech Doucouré and Will Hughes as well, and Norwich were outpassed on a number of occasions, but you couldn't say that this afternoon. It's been a role reversal really there, hasn't it, in the centre of midfield?
Yes, it has. Now you're looking at the here. I just feel that Norwich now they're sat in, they're trying to just kind of protect their goal, but you know, making it very, very difficult for Coventry to play through the thirds.
Well, they conceded a free kick here. And no matter how positive the message is from the coach, it's always difficult, isn't it, when you're 1-0 up? You always just tend to be a little bit conservative and drop back a little bit. Mason Clark try and have a run here at Slimani. Puts a ball in that should be easy for Gunn, and is.
Yeah, good hands from Gunn. Watched it all the way, flight of the ball. I've got to say, I think I'd be expecting a little bit more there from Thomas Asante. Can he go and make some sort of contact?
Doyle. Sargent loses out. De Silva. Mason Clark. Eccles with the angle ball looking for Bassett.
Yeah, I'm looking at that there. It's Jamie Allen. He's tried the little reversal, isn't he? And it's one of them that's it was never on. You'd rather Jamie Allen get the ball and fire it into the feet of Bassett that was in the 18-yard box there, but there's no room in behind, no room for error there.
Well, they are going backwards now. Cordoba is coming on, the big centre half. Made his debut midweek at Selhurst Park. Started that game. Koscielny is the man who departs, so possibly 3 at the back, or he can play in a full-back position.
No, I think you've called it right. You know, I think just to go maybe 3, possible 5, understanding that you're right, you a little bit more conservative, you drop a little bit deeper trying to protect that lead. So I think just the manager's just preparing for that. They don't need to go and score another goal to keep all 3 points.
There were encouraging signs last week against Sheffield United, although they didn't register that first win. A lot of Norwich supporters at the full-time whistle were pleased with what they'd seen. A 1-1 draw, but they just felt that the team was moving forward in terms of performance, and indeed that was reiterated by the coach afterwards. The Dane saying the patterns of play are getting better game on game. And of course it's going to take time, and particularly when you're having to not only introduce yourself to a new group, but you're then introducing new players to that group.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a work in progress. But like you say, I think the pressures to make sure that there was a possibility that it would have been in the relegation zone if they lost today.
Bassett with the ball in. It's a really good ball. It nearly came for Thomas Asante. They haven't been troubled on too many occasions, but they looked a little anxious there, Norwich City. Sub had found a great deal of space, and Norwich just didn't deal with it initially, and they've given away a throw in here cheaply.
Well, I have to say the quality from Bassett coming in has been excellent, hasn't it? He finds that time, that space. The ball's really right in the money. It's Jack Rodoni at the back end that's trying to put the pressure on, and like you say, it could have went anywhere. You're thinking it's going to fall to the feet of Thomas Asante there.
Strong defended by Callum Doyle. I think he felt he was fouled. Maybe the ref might have seen it differently, had the ball hit the back of the net, but away we go with Mason Clark. 2 to get round here. He's got to find something pretty special. Eccles. De Silva. De Silva once more. That's a better ball in. Cordoba wins the header. And then Bassett tries a goal of the season contender. And that should be a free kick. That was pretty silly here. And the referee, well, Norwich player's gone down. Obviously the home fans are sceptical. The referee's got to work out what the truth is with Borja signs. He's got some cramp, I think.
This is it. It's part and parcel, isn't it? The thing is, if the defender comes down and on the back of the calf there. It can. He has worked hard today. But that was a great defensive header, wasn't it, from Cordoba? Ball in from De Silva for Coventry, the left-hand side. But I'm looking at this little contact. Is he trying to kill the game? Yeah, there's nothing in it at all. Nothing in it at all. Just running down the clock.
Well, he's off. He's getting not exactly a round of applause, shall we say, from the home supporters. And Onel Hernandez will play out the final few minutes. Well,
you're looking at the quality at depth that Thorup has as well. It is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, with Cade Gordon to come, he will be available when we go again in a fortnight's time after his arrival from Liverpool last night on loan, the teenager. But his team have a few minutes, 5 in fact, to hang on in stoppage time. They've just conceded a corner. Coventry fans getting excited.
Yeah, Onel Hernandez there has to defensively be switched on in that moment, so it's a great little timely challenge as well, but now they have to defend this corner.
Shane Duffy using all that experience, imploring his team to concentrate and mark tight. In comes the corner. It's a deep one, looking for Mason Clark, and Bissett is unable to recycle it.
Well, that's just communication. Now, Mason Clark and Bissett. This is for Mason Clark just to put the ball back into the danger area. I think he comes across the face of Mason Clark here. That's just communication. I don't understand it.
Well, they are two of the new players, and we spoke about Norwich integrating new players, and Coventry have to as well, but I think this will be a concern, this performance, and 14 days to stew on it. Schwartau, Stacey to the right-hand side. Jack Stacey into the penalty area. Angle's not good, he was always running out of space, wasn't he? And his right-hand side now is exposed as Mason Clark, he's taken out by Slimani.
Well, I think it was a challenge that he had to make, Slimani there. Took a yellow for the team. Schwartau, the way to pass to Stacey was excellent, but Mason Clark, he never really had anywhere to go. He's in his own half. But, yeah, fair play from Slimani. Took a yellow.
Doyle goes across.
It's brilliant defending, isn't it? Just inviting that challenge from Van Erwijk.
Yeah, Callum Doyle's had a terrific game, hasn't he? He really is a good player, and you wonder whether he's going to get an opportunity ever at Manchester City, but whatever club he serves, whether it be Coventry or Norwich now or Leicester City last year, who became champions, he's going to provide great service. Tail end of last season, he picked up a few injuries. Just another player added to the referee's book. The goalkeeper, who is just over 2 minutes away from his first clean sheet of the season, but more importantly, Norwich City's first championship win of the season.
Yeah, I'll take a lot of confidence from that, Angus Gunn, but like you say, he has to see it out. Referees are being consistent with that one. Any time wasting, they want the ball in play as often as possible.
De Silva, it's a poor back pass. Schwartau needs some support.
Has to do better for me there, Schwartau. I don't know why he was waiting. You've got to just pass it. I think looking at Josh Sargent, it was a running race, wasn't it? But either get the shot away yourself and try and capitalise on that error there.
Route 1. Norwich have so much height, even before the arrival of Cordoba at the heart of their defence. Thomas Asante won that. Bassett might have to do it on his own. That was the intention. He ran into trouble, and Cordoba again was the man on hand for Norwich City. And once more, the recently arrived centre half. Created very few clear-cut opportunities in this second half. Coventry City. Ridoni, can they create something here? Played across, but straight at the goalkeeper, who didn't catch it, Gunn, and as a result, it's one last haymaker possibly from a Coventry City point of view.
Yeah, well, it's quality, isn't it? The ball from Ridoni, the run from Eccles. He's just trying to put everything on it across the face of goal. But Angus Gunn, yeah, well, it's a corner kick. Done his job there, Gunn.
Well, it's now or never, you feel, for Coventry City if they are to avoid defeat here at home. Corner needs a flick on, but it gets a meaty head from Norwich City's number 9, Josh Sargent, and that's the final moment of the game, because Norwich City, under their new coach Jonas Hoff-Thurup, have won their first game in the Championship this season. Real disappointment for Mark Robins' highly fancied Coventry City, who go down here with a bit of a whimper, it has to be said, particularly in the second half. And Norwich City, thanks to Bohar Sain's deflected goal of Lataboudiere, have the win that they have craved. And Chris, what do you think? Was it fair on points?
I have to say, I think it was the right result. I think Norwich, with a better team, shaded possession in the first half, but Coventry just, you know, it looked like a team of strangers second half, surprisingly. You know, I think they've progressed, unbeaten in the last 4.